And welcome to episode 24 of the Geek Conclave mixtapes. So, gonna have a cold open this episode. Well, for the video section, if you're listening to the audio part, you heard this song. Quick update. I know it's been almost 2 months since we recorded. Me in general, I just have a lot of crap going on with work. The mic that I had stopped working, and then just some other stuff like my dog getting sick, and yeah, it's been a whirlwind of stuff. And then I took a vacation, which I needed, kind of reset everything. So I will start doing Twitch and all that stuff again. Just heads up. And then really fast, I do have a new logo. I'm gonna put it on the screen. So it has Grogu listening to Star-Lord's mixtape, and this was drawn by Sebastian Ruiz. He's 14 years old, so thanks, bro. I put the font, but the drawing is all him. So I did put this image up on TeePublic, so it's TeePublic/user Geek Conclave. If you want to make it a shirt, it just needs to, I think they said give me like another 2 days. I did it 2 days ago, and they said it takes 4 to 5 business days, because I want to make sure it's not copyrighted. So I don't know if this will fit the guidelines, because Disney might sue me, but hey, we'll find out. We'll find out if that's the case. But yeah, with that, we'll get to episode 24. Topics are going to be E3. We are recording now, and E3 has been done. Yesterday was the last day, right? I'm getting that right? Because there's nothing.
Yeah.
How have you guys been? Because I haven't seen you guys in a long ass time either. So I kind of went MIA.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Been good, just busy, working. Same old, same old.
Yeah, a little same old, but
Glad to
kind
be
of
back
tired.
on.
Yeah, I totally understand. Well, you're on vacation right now, Paul, right? For like a week?
Yes, I am.
And it's a staycation, right?
For the most part, I mean, Disneyland one day, and then I guess I'm gonna do. I don't know. We're going to San Diego, right?
Yeah, tomorrow. Gonna get those tacos El Gordo.
Yes,
That coincidentally, because I uploaded episode 23, we talked about it in episode 23.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's actually a
Progress.
Yeah, a month and a half went by, and we were like saying that when everything was safe to get tacos El Gordo, and we're going to. So, update for people that are listening outside of California: our state opened on the 15th, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of weird for me at work to see people without masks. I got to get used to that. Tommy, have you gotten people without masks, or are you telling people put the mask on before they get in your car?
I had a guy the other day tell me that. What did he say? He said that, we don't have. Yesterday, he goes, we don't have to wear masks anymore, and I'm like, oh, well, have you been vaccinated? And he goes, no, but I got my card. And I was like, bro, really? So he's one of those that's gonna carry on a fake card because he believes that we live for thousands of years without having any vaccines put in us, and
Oh, really?
our human body could live without any vaccinations. And I'm like, what about polio?
Yeah, I was gonna say
though,
polio,
bro?
smallpox, right? What else did we get rid of?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I was just telling him, I told him that, and he goes, well, I got my beliefs. And I'm like, that's cool, bro. I
fine.
go, but I get vaccinated for my family, my loved ones, and the people I'm around. So I don't want to kill anybody if I acquire it. Because you can still get it, even if you're vaccinated. You can you still get the virus and still transmit it. So it lessens the chances of transmission if you're vaccinated. So, but yeah, and I talked to somebody today that her boyfriend died of COVID, and I just felt bad. So it's like, jeez. So yeah.
How did that conversation even happen?
I forgot. She brought something up, and then I think I told her about the incident with the guy I had yesterday. This was this morning, and she brought up the fact that her boyfriend acquired the virus in January and passed away around Valentine's Day. So
that sucks.
I was just like, damn, sorry to hear that. That sucks. And then she said she was talking to one of her friends who said that the virus wasn't real, that it was a hoax, it was made up by the government to scare us.
Pandemic. That's what they call it.
Yeah, I heard somebody got in my car and said that as well. And I'm just like, that's so disrespectful to the people that actually lost a loved one or a family
Yeah.
member due to the virus. So yeah, so I deal with that as well. So
Yeah, sorry. Paul, how you, because you haven't been at work, but how was Disneyland without you went on the day mask mandate was lifted?
Yeah, like originally we bought the tickets just because it was after what's called Avengers Campus would open, and we're just like, okay, cool. At least we're good with that. And then they started lifting the bans and everything started to happen on the 15th, on the day that we got tickets to Disneyland. And I mean, it's gonna get something to get used to. And I don't know if you've seen that video of the morning where there was a rope drop, and so there was a lot of people in the center part, right where the wall statue was, and they did
Oh,
the rope drop and everything. And I want to say it was maybe like a 75-25 maskless percentage. So it's very you'd have to get used to it, but I'm vaccinated. I know that I'm not completely immune to still receiving it, but yeah, we were still kind of a ways from that middle area. But yeah, it it'll take some time to get used to again, but I guess I'm okay with it.
yeah. I mean, we'll see how I do. I think tomorrow I'm still gonna take my mask. We'll see.
No, I'm still taking my mask regardless.
Um,
are your jobs still requiring you to wear masks or no?
I will know as of
Or
when I
is it
come back on. So I guess tomorrow, our head of the union or whatever is meeting with something to discuss like if we have to wear it. So basically, the rumor that was gonna happen on the 15th was that if I don't want to wear it, I signed a waiver basically saying that if I do get COVID, I can't sue the job. I can't sue my job. So that's basically what it comes down to. So I'm probably not gonna sign it anyway. I really don't care. I'm one of those people that I'm cool with the mask because I have resting bitch face. So when people, I've liked that I haven't been asked for a year and a half. Why do you look angry? Are you upset? So like I'm kind of cool with not having that right now. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It depends. I do know that the first day when we did have, so the 15th, in the morning, people came in. There was a couple people came in without masks, but like the majority of people in there, because we still do 9 to 10 is seniors, so it was still older people, and they were still wearing their masks. Uh, People were like that didn't have their masks on, put masks on because everyone else around them did, so it was like kind of like a peer pressure. So, but as the day went on, then people slowly started coming without masks, and it was hard for even some of my supervisors. They like wanted to go tell people, "Hey, you got to put it on," but then they're like, "Oh shit, you don't have to." So it is getting
Yeah.
it is some getting used to, but yeah. So if you're still here, sorry, and we're like you. This podcast isn't about you know COVID stuff. So if pissed anybody off, I apologize. Probably shouldn't be listening to this podcast
Don't
if my comments
apologize.
pissed you off. So, yes, we will get to video games. So E3 was 4 days. Technically, my brother says it's only 3 because he didn't count the first day, which was Summer Games Fest. I kind of forgot about that day, honestly. So I kind of have just like the highlights of stuff, and then basically you just tell me what you guys are excited for, and we'll see if it garnishes discussion. So on day one, which was Summer's Game Fest, ones that I kind of noticed, I'm like, that's kind of cool, was Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Ashley Birch does a voice. She's in Mythic Quest. I really like that show. So she's in some other. I've noticed she's done some other video games that I've played, like Oddworld, or Outer Worlds, not Oddworld, Outer Worlds. And then they're doing a director's cut of Death Stranding, which I still haven't played and have on my PlayStation. Another thing I eventually will play when I get a PlayStation 5, if I ever do. And it was Elden Ring, which was. So I wrote it down. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like whatever about it because I'm not really into Oblivion and all that stuff, and that's what it reminded me of. But I've been told by some people at work and some friends that it's like Oblivion and like Dark Souls put together, I guess. So I don't know if you guys got that vibe from it. And then there's a Jurassic World Evolution 2 game. So there was some other stuff listed on there, but I really don't care about Call of Duty, so bite me. So for day one, was there anything that you guys, or did you not really pay attention to it? Because I think you were still working, Paul.
Yeah, I was at work for the majority of E3, but I don't know, like the way that they programmed it with the days and the hours and who was presenting and all that stuff, I honestly didn't really care too much this year.
There goes the light.
Oop.
Yeah.
Elden Ring, I mean, it looks fine, but I just want to see more actual gameplay to it. But that was the only thing that really stood out on that first day, to be honest.
Elden Ring. I think so. That was like the most talked about thing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see it because I forgot about it. And I was like, oh shit, there is something going on. But it was like, that was the only thing that popped up on Twitter. So we'll just move on then. Oh, really fast. I'm sorry, Tommy. Did you see that or?
Oh, honestly, I missed the opening day, and I tried to catch some highlights, but I think somebody doing a recap of what they announced, and nothing really caught my attention.
Yeah.
I guess. So.
All right, so we'll just move to day 2. So day 2, if I wrote it down correctly, was just Ubisoft, which was kind of underwhelming, honestly. But the stuff that stuck out to me, that new Rainbow Six game looked cool. I don't know if I'll end up playing it unless it somehow ends up getting on like Game Pass maybe. But Rocksmith Plus I thought was kind of cool. I did like those Guitar Hero and Rock Band games, so it's kind of cool to see that they're bringing it back. And this time I guess you don't really need they're not doing an adapter or anything. You just basically somehow your phone will be attached and it's a microphone and you can play with a real guitar. So it's going to teach you how to play guitar. So that's kind of cool. Far Cry 6, just a little more gameplay on it. I am excited for that game. They did a Mario and Rabbids, a new one. It's called Spark of Hope. Then
that one.
Well, it's not a video game, but I know that you would like it. Werewolves Within is actually a Ubisoft thing. I did not know that. I just thought it was a movie, and it's based off of a VR game. I did not know that either, so that was kind of cool to learn that. So
yeah, seeing the trailer and you see Ubisoft on there, I was like, "What in the world is this?"
Yeah,
but I'm gonna watch it.
Well, yeah, it comes out June 25th. So
I don't know if it's a day one.
Well, we'll see. If, I'm done.
But I looked on my AMC app though. It's not on there.
I haven't looked at it since E3, so let me. Hold on. Let's take a look.
Game that I am kind of looking forward to is the Mario and Rabbids game, because those games are pretty fun to play. I haven't beat the first one, but that one is really cool.
What kind of genre is that?
Tried
I've never played it. What genre is that? Like, how do you?
It's a strategy game.
Is it really?
It's like puzzle, right?
I've never.
Yeah.
It looks
have
fun.
you played XCOM or anything?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
What? Oh, you're right. It isn't on here.
That. It's a pretty interesting game. I know there was a couple levels that are just really hard, or at least that were killing me at least. But it's a cool game to see that Mario can kind of stretch out to different genres and stuff. So
It's all over the
and
place.
plus the way that it looks. Oh yeah, but I am looking forward to that one out of like the Ubisoft titles.
So on the Werewolves Within, it isn't showing up on AMC, so it might be
Exactly.
like a limited release. And then the final thing from Ubisoft, I hate to sound like a negative Nancy, but it's the Avatar game. Cool, it looked nice, but I don't really give a shit about Avatar. I really don't care for that franchise. When I go to Animal Kingdom, if I ever do, I'll ride the ride, but I really don't give two shits about James Cameron's property. I'm just being honest with you. If you guys, I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for it. Like, I mean, it looks beautifully shot. it didn't catch my attention though. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. They're making an Avatar game. I'll never play that. So
Quick story. First watching it at what's it called? I think I watched it at IMAX. I fell asleep. Not gonna lie. And then I woke up, and then it was okay. But I'm pretty sure I missed like the middle of the movie on the first time.
It's like the movie itself, like it's a decent movie. I mean, I'm on this in the South Park, where they make parodies of it, where it's just Dances with Wolves with Smurfs, like, or it's Fern Gully, like there's other stuff. I really think it was just a movie for its like it came out at the right time with the 3D craze. And I really think that's why it was like the #1 movie for the longest time, was the fact that, hey, look, it's in 3D, or hey, it's IMAX 3D.
It is still the #1 movie.
Oh, that's right, because
it beat Avengers again.
I'm sure that'll change. They'll do something.
Kevin Feige, if you're hearing this, re-release Avengers.
I'm sure, because things. Little side tangent, we'll go back to the games, but I think it was last weekend they did, or this coming weekend, which was last weekend, sorry, and Rose Bowl they had where they were playing Falcon and Winter Soldier, they were playing WandaVision, the finale, and I want to say maybe Loki. They did like a whole thing.
That's pretty dope.
And so I know now that events are starting, like, at least for California, now that it is open, I know that there are events that are popping up. I am still waiting for the Dolby Vision tickets for Black Widow. That's why I have not got them yet. And I keep checking the app every day. So I know they were waiting for the announcement from California. That's why it's not Dolby Vision. But back to video games. But yeah, the Ubisoft day was kind of whatever for me. I think the only game that I'm really excited for that I am going to get, but that had nothing to really do with the conference, was Far Cry 6. Like, I do really want to play that game. It looks really intriguing to me.
I never played any Far Cry games, so
I think they're on Game Pass right now.
Yeah, I barely have time to play Madden, so I
haven't. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I've never played any. I heard they're good though. Like, I've just never played any other games. I hear good things about Rainbow Six. I would have loved to have heard Splinter Cell revival or something, But,
yeah, I know that's been a thing for a couple of E3s now. I've seen on Twitter that.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing about this past E3. Like, kind of jumping ahead, but I feel like everyone expected so much because of the fact of like it's not over, but people pretty much feel the pandemic is over. So I think that people were looking at E3 to be like, I don't know, like something more than what it was. But for what we got, I think it was decent in terms of like they worked on all the shit during the pandemic. So just like shout out to all the people that did whatever they presented, even though some people are not grateful for what they got. But with that said, the ones that I did think that did kill it was, well, I'll bring out my 10-page report. Xbox. I know Tommy was going to be a hard critic on it because you said that if they didn't deliver this E3, they were like, you were going to be really disappointed. So before you talk about it, did you like the presentation?
They had a couple that I'm looking forward to, like some old ones and some new stuff. So, the genre that I look for is like third-person action. That's not really Xbox's forte. Xbox is more first-person shooter, online multiplayer, online co-op, stuff like that. They had that in spades, but I think they're still lacking. That third-person action adventure, I think. So, and I didn't really see that. So, but I mean, they have Hellblade coming, but they didn't show that at this show.
Yeah.
And they haven't announced any new Gears of War, which is like over-the-shoulder third-person action shooter though. But it was okay though. But Halo looked cool. There's another game called, I think, Atomic Heart that kind of caught my attention. It was in a different language. The fluidity of the game looked good. So, but go. I'll let you guys talk on it as well.
Paul, what was there anything that stuck out to you out of the 30 games?
Out of all those games, let me see what I have written down real quick. I would have liked to have seen actual gameplay of Starfield instead of just another teaser of just that stuff on there.
We should.
What's it called? Back for Blood looked like fun.
We should talk about Starfield after you get done. What are you saying, Paul?
Okay. I thought, for me at least, my favorite trailer of the entire E3 was the Outer World 2 trailer, because it was just hilarious.
Yeah.
Just them mocking and doing a parody of
games.
All these action, trailers. Yeah.
People running. These pointless slow motion shots make everything seem cool and should bolster pre-sale numbers.
Really, really good. And knowing that they just kind of do it at the very end, Outer Worlds 2, just like, oh, that's pretty dope. Even though I haven't played it, I just thought they kind of captivated me with what they showed, on how they showed it, at least on that one. Let's see what other games. 12 minutes. I'm sure Eddie will probably get that.
The only way I'll be able to marry Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley. But it's always looked intriguing to me because it's a top-down drama in a sense. You never see that type of stuff, so I want to see how they kind of implement that with, I don't know if it's an action or drama type base game, but I just like the different perspective of that, and to have Daisy Ridley on there, that's kind of dope.
And it's a day one. It's
what
a
other
day one Game
games?
Pass, so that's August 19th.
The thing about them always saying a Game Pass on there, I can't really believe that anymore, because from that last E3 there was that one game, Scarlet Nexus, that was on there and it said Game Pass, and they're not doing Game Pass anymore on that game, and that was like one of the games that I was like really looking forward to, and it's being released I think in a week or so, but it's not under Game Pass. There is just, you have to buy it now. So when they say Game Pass, I kind of don't believe that anymore until it's actually out.
Who made Scarlet Nexus?
Namco Bandai. So I'm just like, it's an RPG, JRPG.
No.
I really wanted to play that game.
I'm just trying not to discredit them, but I would say that Bandai's not an Xbox studio, so maybe the deal fell through in terms of Game Pass seeing it. But the only reason I'm confident that what was shown at this was because it's Bethesda, which is now going forward Xbox exclusive
with Xbox,
and that's why I feel, since they are Xbox studios, that I do feel these will still be Game Pass day one. I mean, if they're not, I'll be pissed, because like I said, this is the only way I'm gonna be able to marry Daisy Ridley. I'll be accused of killing her in the game, but whatever.
But yeah, that was like my thing. Like, they had a lot of cool looking titles. There was the one that the Ascent. That game looked like a Housemarque game that I will definitely play day one on that one. So yeah, those were the ones that I was kind of looking at.
Okay. So for me, I have them all. I won't name all 30 titles because it's a lot. But I'll just say it. Starfield, just because I do like Fallout, and it's Fallout in space, so that seems like it's a game marketed for me. Outer Worlds 2, I did like Outer Worlds 1. I still have to finish it. I'm hoping it goes back on Game Pass so I can finish it. Or if it just goes on sale, I'll end up buying it. 12 Minutes is what I was looking forward to, too. Battlefield 2042 did look cool, that it's in the future. But I'm not really, I'll probably end up playing the campaign like I did with, which was Battlefield, the one when they did World War II.
There's no campaign.
In 2042?
They announced it's only multiplayer.
Oh, it's only multiplayer. Well, then I will not be playing that game. So I did not pay attention. Because I suck at shooters. And then I actually thought that it was a pretty cute freaking trailer. Party Animals. That game looks pretty freaking fun. Reminded me of Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I'm hoping we can play that, and it looks like a fun game that'll be fun. The other thing that was pretty cool, I might dab into it because I did like Diablo back on PC when I did play in junior high. So Diablo 2 remastered, that looks pretty cool, and I like how it's not remastered, it's resurrected to fit in like the theming of Diablo. And there was one more thing, like Halo Infinite looks cool, yeah, but I know I'm gonna be shit on right now. I still have not played a full Halo campaign, but I will do that. I will. It's on Game Pass, so I'll play the Master Chief Collection. Maybe it was the Ascent. I think that was the game that I did. Yeah, Ascent looks cool. The one that's supposed to come out July 29th. So I also was excited for that.
And it's a 4-player.
Yeah. So those were kind of stuck out to me. I'll probably end up eventually playing Among Us because I just want to see what all the hype is about. And now that it's coming to consoles, then I'll check it out. That's it. Oh, and the other thing, I kind of wanted to play this game from the get-go. I know it's more family-friendly, but I like Disney, so Sea of Thieves, the Captain Jack Sparrow thing, I thought that was pretty cool. I like Pirates of the Caribbean, so I do have Sea of Thieves downloaded if you guys want to download it and join the campaign with me, because I know my little brother's going to play it, and it's cross-play, so he'll be playing on PC. So
When does that one come out?
I think it was June 28th. Let me see.
Oh, so literally like
Yeah, Jack Sparrow.
2 weeks.
Oh, June 22nd. June 22nd.
Okay, next week.
Yeah, so next week. So.
Well,
Oh, and I forgot to mention.
I
too,
can have it
second
downloaded.
person. Back 4 Blood. Back 4 Blood is. I liked Left 4 Dead.
Oh, yeah, that-
so,
The vampire one at the end of the joke.
yeah.
That was all CG, so it was kind of hard. I would like to see gameplay of it. I think that one comes out next year as well, right?
Back 4
2022?
Blood. Yeah.
Yeah. So Starfield, you want to talk about Starfield? Because that's like the golden game that they bought Bethesda for. So that's one of the big games that they wanted to get exclusive.
I know.
Like you said.
Team Sony is very pissed that it's exclusive. So.
I'm not pissed.
But
But I mean, you have an Xbox now, so I don't know if they'd consider you Team Sony anymore.
I still wouldn't have been pissed. Like they're not. They haven't showed me anything to be pissed about on that game.
I mean, yeah, I figured.
All they're just saying are these.
Go ahead.
They've just been saying that this is the best game Bethesda ever has made. All this stuff, but they haven't shown anything to me about this game. So I can't say I'm pissed. I have both consoles, and as of right now, it's not in my my sight right now for this game.
I've never been. They say it's similar to Skyrim. I never played a Skyrim or Morrowind or any of those games. Any of the Elder Scrolls Online. That's not what I play. It's not the genre I play.
It's an MMO, so.
Yeah,
but
wait.
Well, that's.
So it's good. Wait.
That's what you just described. Those are MMOs.
Yeah. No. Well, No, I'm talking about the RPG type. I know Elder Scrolls Online is MMO, but Elder Scrolls is just the RPG.
The Oblivion one, yeah.
They're action RPGs. So, but they just in the past they play real clunky. So I don't know if they're gonna fix that, and maybe with the new power of the hardware, they can make it more fluid.
Seamless.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if they fix that, I might look into it, but that just seems like a giant game to delve into.
Paul's battery.
There we go.
Did you mess with Eddie? Did you mess with Elder Scrolls or any of those games, Morrowind and any of those Skyrim games?
I tried downloading Oblivion, back on the 360. I couldn't get into it. Surprisingly, my sister bought it for the Switch, and she played it for like a good 2 months until another game came out, and then she kind of forgot about it. But I'm just not really into the fantasy thing. I think because more or less, like, the reason I'm excited for Starfield is I love Mass Effect, which I need to get the remastered, which I've failed on doing that. to me, I was told it's basically Fallout and Mass Effect put together. So, and I love the Mass Effect games. So, to me,
And you said
to
you
me
played
that
all
was
that as well, right?
yeah. And so like to me, if it's gonna be a combination of those two, it's like
Then
I love
yeah.
sci-fi. So, I mean, it's the closest I'll get to a Star Wars game like that. So, and but I kind of already knew that all we were gonna get was gonna be a teaser. I didn't expect anything more. I just knew that was something that had to be brought up in order for anyone to like be excited, because that I know when they had announced it last year, but that was just the title. Everyone's like, "Oh, what's that?" And with the whole like rumor of them being bought by Xbox, and then when they did get bought, and then everyone was like, "Oh, what about that game?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, that's gonna be an Xbox exclusive." I think they just wanted to cement that, like, hey, like it's an exclusive. And then I guess they didn't really focus on it during the showcase, but I guess there's also some chatter going around that, like, as far as the model that Phil Spencer has is like, he's essentially like, you don't necessarily need the Xbox to play all this stuff now. Like supposedly they're gonna do where it's like, because the xCloud or whatever it's called, cloud gaming. I guess they're gonna you can do it from any smart TV. So I don't know if they're gonna end up where you can buy like a Roku, but it's like for Xbox, and it's you just use your TV. So just a controller and TV. So it's just a matter of that. He just wants everybody to play the games, which
he wants everybody to subscribe to Game Pass.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how the whole TV thing's gonna work, because you need, like, if you're gonna stream it, I guess that'll work. But
well, I mean, in terms of streaming in general, like Lunet is the Amazon one, which I haven't read too much on what's available on it, but Stadia, I think from what I've read, like I guess Google's already kind of not really doing anything with it, but the whole debacle with Cyberpunk, though, apparently it played a lot better on that than it did on like PlayStation, the PS4 and the Xbox Ones, like the originals that were having the issues. Like it plays, apparently if you had really good internet connection, it was pretty much flawless on Stadia.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's the only good thing I heard about Cyberpunk so far.
Yeah, I mean, I just use Cyberpunk as an example because I know everyone's like, cloud gaming, it's very internet heavy. So if you have good internet connection, you should be fine. And I just, I mean, I don't care because I got an Xbox. So I mean, like, I think I'm really happy with it. So if they like kind of don't push another console, I won't cry over it.
I think they're gonna release another console. I think we're a couple generations away from cloud gaming, just that without any box in your house. You know what I mean? So, I know they're gonna try to push it, but I think it's still a few years away, at least a couple generations away. I think they're gonna release another Xbox that's gonna be a successor to this one. So that's my prediction, at least. So, but in terms of the game, like, we didn't get any gameplay from it, like you said.
Which like I said, I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Probably not. Like if I mean, I don't know when their next conference is, but I'm pretty sure like in 2 or 3 months down the line.
I think the next one is Gamescom. I think later this summer, I think it is, or is it in the fall? Gamescom, the one they do, I think it's in Germany or somewhere in Europe. So they might release more games, more information.
Because I haven't looked in, like, I've been really bad at looking at other stuff that's gone on.
If anything, they'll do online streaming. They won't have a in-person event, but they'll do some kind of online streaming for the European market, because they have to make a showing out there, because that one's actually like 10 times the size of E3 in LA. Like, they get way more attendees over there. But I think because of COVID, it might just be like online streaming. So we'll get more information out from if they have more games to release, because they didn't talk about, like I said, they didn't talk about Fable, they didn't talk about the next Forza.
Even
though
I don't think Fable
Horizon
would be till 2023 anyway. Even if Fable was coming out, I don't see that coming out for another.
The new what's that one game from that studio they bought with the third person action? It's the name of the game. They showed that they when they announced the console, they announced the game. It's a sequel. I forget the name of it though. Hellblade 2. They haven't talked about that
Oh,
one since the Video Game Awards where they announced the Xbox console. So
Mhm.
they have some bullets they haven't released yet. So we'll see. Like I said, the only one I was really like, oh okay, I'll play that was Battlefield Fortnite 2042 and Halo. Starfield's a year away. When they show more gameplay of it, maybe I might be more interested. That was all CG stuff, so they didn't really
yeah.
give any more information about it.
I mean, I'm intrigued on it. I mean, Paul, is that something you think you'd play, Starfield, or?
If it's free on Game Pass, I will always give it a shot. So I'm still gonna play it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the main. That I mean, that was
What was
big
the game that got you the most excited, Eddie?
prop. I mean, probably I would say that was like it's coming up. I mean, that I'm excited for is Far Cry 6, but yeah, it was just. That, I mean, that was it. Oh, Hades. I'm interested in that. Even it's,
Didn't that one
Well, I mean, it's already out.
that one game of the year on whatever
yeah, but it's on.
platform it was
It's coming. It's coming to Xbox though.
Yeah,
that
So
was like
yeah.
Apple game or something like that, right?
no, I think it was on Switch, which I have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on Switch.
But yeah, that was. I mean, I mean, I liked Starfield. I know it was like I'm satisfied because I didn't expect gameplay. I was just glad that they actually showed something of it. But the Ascent game looked cool.
Yep.
That's probably it. And
will
I would say
definitely agree with that.
probably Outer Worlds too, just because I liked the first one and I really liked that trailer. I really like how they mocked the industry too. Like we can't show the hero's face because the developers haven't made him yet. Like I think
It's
that
not
was,
done yet. Yeah.
that was awesome. So that was also like I liked. So I also haven't finished Outer Worlds, and I guess it's one of those games that you can actually speedrun in 20 minutes.
Oh.
And I know that the developers were kind of like bummed about that. So I know they're gonna
Yeah.
fix it. But the first one, like it got me from the get go. It does feel it felt like kind of like Fallout 2 with the decision making and stuff like that, and the fact that it was sci-fi had me a little more hooked. So I'm pretty sure if I crack down and play it, I'll be able to beat it because I heard it's very easy to beat. But due to my schedule, like that's why like I think I only got like 10% into it. And then it took it off Game Pass. So that's the one downside I will say to Game Pass is everything doesn't stay on there because they cycle through the games, but they do come back. But as far as if you want to keep playing the game, it gets discounted. So if it doesn't come back on Game Pass, I'm sure it will because the second one's coming out. Then I'll probably just end up buying it. But yeah, from the Xbox thing, I would say it was Outer Worlds 2, Starfield, and The Ascent. Those were the 3 games, and that Party Animals game. I really do want to play that when it comes out.
That Party Animal game looked cool, huh?
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Viva Pinata, but then when you seen the way they're moving around, I was like, yeah, that reminds me of Fall Guys, but
yeah.
more like on a smaller scale. It's like more like 4-on-4 action or something like
Yeah,
that.
it looked
So,
funny. I mean, the concept was cool. Like I'm a sucker for pets, so the fact that you could play as a corgi had me sold.
yeah, that was different. I actually didn't hate that one. That was pretty cool. They didn't talk about the rare game like Everwild, I think it's called. They didn't talk about that game.
Yeah, but I think
That's another
I don't think that's till next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of games that they just didn't talk about,
And you got to think it too, like, because I know I mean, like I said, this E3, if you look at it through like the half empty part, yeah, it was underwhelming, but we just came off of where we're still in it. It was a pandemic, so the fact that they were able to crank out what they did anyway is still pretty impressive. And
oh, that's what I'm saying. They had so many games, but there's so many games that they didn't even talk about. But they had they still talk about Halo, Starfield, Forza Horizon. So they did come out with a bunch of games to show us, but they still have a bunch left in their holster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So we've been talking about it for years that they don't have any games. They don't have any games. They haven't announced anything. They're nobody's getting excited about the games that are coming out. They're just pushing Game Pass and the power of the hardware, but they're not pushing games. So now they're showing you their hand now, but they still have stuff they're holding back, which is cool. Hopefully, have stuff to look forward
And it's
to.
it's
You know
cool
what I
that
mean?
like
So,
the stuff now that's coming forward is gonna have like the ray tracing and the
yeah,
hardware. Because there was
yeah, they're actually.
what was it? There was another game that got shown. Um, it wasn't in the Xbox thing, but I think it might have been in the Square Enix thing. But or maybe Ubisoft one. But it was like they showed a game. Oh, it was Avatar. Duh. Ubisoft. They showed it like in. Oh no. Scratch that. It was. I'm jumping ahead. Guardians. Like we'll talk about that in a second. But the Guardians game they showed it on PlayStation. And I know why they showed PlayStation, and it's because the developers had a longer time with like the PlayStation kit than they did the Xbox one. So, but like going forward now, like stuff will be able to use ray tracing and stuff like that. So, I think.
But yeah, real quick on that is that we're actually getting Xbox console exclusive games like Halo, Starfield. All the games they announced are console exclusives. I mean, most of them. Some of them are multi-platform, like Battlefield and stuff like that. But all these games are going to be made optimized for these new consoles, which is cool because we've been playing like our backlog of games, but enhanced because of the power. Yeah, so it's cool. Like moving forward, that we're actually going to get games that are actually meant for these consoles. So looking forward to that at least, yeah.
Yep. Well, since I kind of brought it up, because as far as Xbox, like that was it with that. Square Enix. So day 3. Obviously the thing that stuck out to me was the Guardians of the Galaxy game because that's like my favorite IP for Marvel right now.
And I texted you.
Yeah, I was at work and I was like, oh shit, like I got all happy. So I'll give my thoughts on that, but I'll just list the other stuff that kind of stuck out to me. The Final Fantasy VII First Soldier, I don't know, that game like intrigues me. Down on you. I was gonna ask you about it. So,
I didn't even try it, but yeah, I'm not about that. It's not even a real part of the game or the story. I would say.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
So
a Final Fantasy expert. So
you don't need to play that to let's go actually know the game.
And then I do think it was cool that they're bringing out like Final Fantasy like 1 through 6 in that port.
Yes, that's on my notes. Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And then
I'm glad, but they need to put that in the console because it was just Steam and mobile. If they put that on console, maybe I'll think about it. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool with all 6 of those.
I mean, I like it that Final Fantasy 1 was there, which I don't think has been available to US for a while. If I know that, if I'm saying correctly, because in Final Fantasy 2, the first one that was US
for us, yeah.
And then I just put down the Avengers Black Panther thing. So I mean, it's cool. I know there's a lot of mixed things about Avengers.
I just wanted to let you know I deleted it already off of my PS5.
Oh, wow.
That's fine. Shout out to Will. I know he had asked me because he got it like $20 used on GameFly.
Yeah.
And I said it's supposed to be cross-platform. So I told him the only reason I got it on PlayStation was eventually Spider-Man's coming to it. So we'll see. I do know that it's dropping off player-wise. Like I see it all the time. I actually am part of the subreddit. I have not personally played as Kate Bishop or Hawkeye. I haven't touched it since like the last time I played with you, Paul, which was like sometime in the middle of last year. My argument is I am waiting for a PlayStation 5. So anything now that it's on PlayStation, I'm pretty much just downloading it on the 4. And it's just sitting there in the library waiting for a PlayStation 5 whenever the hell I get one. Only because I did like it. I know the matchmaking took forever on the Pro. That's why on the 5 I was hoping that would be a faster process. It is. So I will say this, Crystal Dynamics. It is baffling that you have like one of the best IPs out there right now, and you couldn't really deliver.
It just sucks.
I mean, there's so much. It's just the game I feel has potential. It's just like I don't know, like it's untapped potential. I feel it's I will say this: charging $20 for a skin ain't gonna get you good PR. So
Nope.
I don't know if you're aware, Tommy. They do now have which I found it because they backpedaled. They said they weren't gonna do that, but they did put MCU skins in the game now. They did endgame ones, and from what I've seen, like they're like $20 each to get, or $15,
Oh wow.
which is like, nah, man, like
Fuck,
the game doesn't have enough. I'm not like, if you need to charge for it, I understand, because we've got to get paid for making it. I totally get that, but I could justify maybe $5, but $15 a skin, and then you're gonna tell me now that you're gonna have all these MCU titles going forward. So I'm pretty sure when Black Widow comes out, they'll make another Black Widow skin. And then so if they're gonna do Spider-Man when he comes, there's that. I'm pretty sure there'll be an MCU Black Panther skin coming out. It's like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I am disappointed. I wrote it down because like it is an IP that I'm interested in. But I am disappointed in the trailer that they showed, because it basically still was that war room table that's still cemented that it's late summer, early fall. So there's no actual date for it. It was just like, hey, here's the trailer for Black Panther, which we still don't have a release date on.
They're just trying to generate some hype for it.
But it's like, man, if you get on that Reddit, the hype is dead. Like that's why Paul deleted it. The hype is dead.
Yeah. I deleted it.
Well, I will still hop on if you feel like you got duped. Just hit me up, and I will still play with you.
That's one of those games where, with all like the DLCs, you wait for like a Legendary Edition or whatever, where they drop it for like maybe $30 with all the DLC.
I mean, when
a couple
Black
years
Panther
down the
comes
road.
out, I'll play it. My little brother, same thing. He deleted it off of his PlayStation, but he did say when Black Panther comes out, he might like play it for a little bit. And I have another friend who plays it too. He actually played it a lot. He maxed out every character you could max out, and so he said he just kind of
Holy crap!
He can't do anything. That's why he's
shout out to that guy.
Yeah, that's my buddy Gerardo. So he's really good at we'll see. Is there anything you want to say before I jump to Guardians of the Galaxy? I don't want to cut anybody off for Square Enix, because I'm going to talk a lot about Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
I wish that they showed some more for maybe just a hint of Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. I'd have been so happy. But if you played Intergrade, there was a newer ending to it, which I was cool with. But just to say, hey, we're working on the remake, I would have been cool with that. And with a Final Fantasy VI on that, what's it called? That package where it's 1 through 6. I wish that they would have done it just how, I don't know if you saw the Dragon Quest 3 trailer, how they're using the what's it called, Octopath Traveler style. I wish they can do that with Final Fantasy VI, and I'd be so happy with that. It looks so good that they could have done that with it. That'd been really good.
We'll see.
That's probably just like foreign language to you guys, huh?
No, like I know what you're talking about. For Final Fantasy, I just hope that it doesn't end up being a Kingdom Hearts 3 situation with you. Where Final Fantasy from Remake 2 will come out or the second part will come out like in 10 years.
Hopefully not that.
Because I tell you, the next Kingdom Hearts
they
game,
already
I'll
have
probably
so much of the assets built. Yeah, probably. But yeah, if they can just within 3 years, like maybe have Final Fantasy 2 remake, I'll be happy.
Hopefully,
it'll be sooner. It'll be sooner than that. Maybe a year or two. I think like you said, everything's delayed because of COVID. So when they get that under control, I think we'll get the part 2 to that game, to Final Fantasy VII Part 2.
As for Guardians, I did have a friend who asked me like if I was super excited for it, and I said yes because it's Guardians. I am actually okay with the style. I know it is very similar to the Avengers game, where they're like their own world, but it is more comic than obviously the movie. It's their own view on the medium. So I look at it like the Telltale Batman games, or even the Telltale Guardian Galaxy game that they made, it's going to be its own story, and I'm intrigued. Rocket does look weird with that goatee, but I'll get past that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And Drax does look like a created wrestler from a wrestling game, but I'll also get past that. I wish they had have done.
Gamora looks good.
Yeah, Gamora looks good. I was hoping Peter Quill looks kind of weird, but I just compared to like some of the other characters, Peter Quill kind of looked very plain. And I hope hopefully they kind of finish that. If not, I mean I'll get past it. It's whatever. He's gonna have the suit on the whole time. I like that you play as him the whole time. I know there are people that are mad that you can't play as the other characters, but I think they also trying to did that to kind of get away from copy. Oh look, here's an Avengers game in space. That's what I feel why they did that. But yeah, it was intriguing. I liked the music selection. Obviously, music is a big part of Guardians, so I think that'll be cool. It seems more punk rocky than it does poppy, but again, it's not MCU. So, but anything that you guys liked out of it?
I didn't like that it's a Guardians game. You can only play with one player.
So
I didn't like
you're in
that.
that camp. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you still get to control the
I
other
did.
characters. So I mean, they did show the gameplay. Like you
No.
get to make them like you choose what they do. So
I think
it's
you
kinda
could
like
call
a-
them.
like
You call them in
Mass
for
Effect.
help or something like that, or something like that.
I think it might be like Mass Effect, where like you take them in your party and then like you can kind of make them do certain stuff, but it's like kind of like their own thing. And if it's like that, then I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, looking at the control, it looks like you can kind of set shortcut buttons to your characters and stuff. It looks like assists for like Marvel
Yeah,
vs.
yeah. So
Capcom in a sense.
that's what I got out of it. You call them in to help you in when you're fighting or whatever. But I just think it's. I mean, I know you're a big fan of the franchise, Eddie. I just feel like they dropped the ball, and I feel like they could have designed a game where you could have told a complete story, but been able to play as the other characters. Like I just thought it would have been more fun. And I say the same thing about the Arkham Knight. Like I wish you could play as Robin or Nightwing or something during the game as well. I think you play as Robin for a little bit when Batman gets captured or something
Yeah,
like that.
in
But
Arkham City.
yeah, I think no, in Arkham Knight, I believe. I think, but so yeah, I don't know. I just wish they would have incorporated the other characters, because that would have been fun to play as like Groot or Rocket or Drax, Gamora. Those are great characters. I would have loved to play as them. You know what I mean?
I mean, who
So-
knows? I mean, depending on how it's received, and I know that's probably like the number one complaint. Maybe they'll end up doing like an Arkham City route where they do a DLC where you play as the other characters.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just disappointed in that, because I would have loved to play as other characters. That's the only reason. I mean, I'll probably still pick it up if it gets good reviews.
I mean, it all comes down to the
a good
story
game.
too. So like, I know going back to Avengers, as far as like the campaign goes, I thought the campaign told a good story. It was short, but I mean, it was still like a fun campaign to play. So as far as like if Guardians, as far as the thing that's cool is it's people that have done the comic that are working on it. So it looks like it is really story driven. I know that there's some people that's just disappointed because you only play as Star-Lord, but he is the leader, so it does make sense from that aspect. But I don't know. I'm really excited for it. I'm gonna buy it. Obviously, I'm debating if I should pre-order and get the better editions. I'm a sucker for that shit, so we'll see. But I also don't want to dish out $100 because I don't want it to be like an Injustice situation where I ended up paying $100 for Injustice. I mean, $15.50 because I split it with my little brother, but yeah, it was kind of a waste to buy the $100 version when I should have just waited for like the Game of the Year edition.
Did you get a statue with it or something, or?
No, it was just like access to like certain characters and like more boxes. It was like a cheat. It wasn't worth it. Here though.
Yeah.
I think if I do buy this one though, I think I get like a collectible tin and I get like a comic and something like that. So.
In defense of the game, I was hearing the writers and developers talk about it. They were saying, in lieu of only playing as Star-Lord, when you finish the game, you'll see why. Or when you play the game, you'll understand why we could only do it from his perspective. I just feel like they could have you gotta alter that and change it. And I also understand that it's difficult to do a story based game with multiple characters at the same time.
Did you ever
So,
play the Telltale one?
no.
You pretty much played just the Star Lord in the Telltale one though. So
Oh.
I think
Yeah.
that's also why I'm not too bummed about it. So
I just
I
think
mean,
you
you
gotta
get to
think
you
about
get
that.
to go on the other paths, but if it's the same route as why Telltale did it, it's because it's the story of, like, because of the fact that he's a leader, like he brings them together. So it's I mean, it might be like a cheat, honestly, because it's like a kind of a cop out, but it's easier to tell the story through his eyes because of what he's been through and all that stuff. So
I'm trying to think of another game where you could play online co-op story mode, where you're playing as two different characters. The only one that pops in my head right now is Gears of War. You play as
Dom?
Marcus Phoenix and Dom, and you kind of go through the story together like that, or whatever characters you pick. I think in that one. I don't know. I think in part 2 as well. I don't know if it was part 3 and 4. Didn't really get into those ones, but I know it's difficult. But I just I think it would have paid off. It would have been way more well received if they would have said, "Hey, you could play as any of the characters. It's story based
I
and
mean, it just depends
all this
too.
stuff." So
I think it is, as much as I love those IPs, I think it's also very dangerous for them to make them because the expectations for those things are so high. Like Avengers is a prime example. Like, but in Crystal Dynamics, like, to shit on them and not really in their defense, like they had a long ass time with that game. So it was one of those things
Yeah.
that kept getting pushed back. It kept, and then it's like when we finally got it, it was like, whoa, okay, this isn't kind of what you guys said. So.
it was all glitchy at the time. What do you think, Paul? What do you think about the whole Guardians game? What's your perspective on it?
I think it looks fine the way it is so far. It'd be cool if there was like a demo to like really get a hold of the control features on there, because I know that you can't control each individual, but like how Eddie was saying, they're in the game, and then if they're like assisting you and stuff, it's kind of
Thank you.
like that anyway. So, ooh,
Yeah, I got a Philly steak.
What was that? What
Philly
was that? I
steak.
didn't see.
Philly steak. My
Oh,
mom
okay.
went to Charlie's. Sponsor me,
Cool.
Charlie's. I'm eating your sandwich. Yeah. I'll say that's pretty much it for the Square Enix stuff. As much as it pains me, I mean, I want to, I just haven't had the chance to. But I will get to Final Fantasy 7. I will do it, Paul, eventually.
please, one of you guys, please play the original.
Yeah, no, I'll get there. It'll happen. The final thing that I have is the last day, which was yesterday. Which I'm not completely shocked. I mean, I am kind of mad that I woke myself up for it when I could have just waited instead of waking up because I went to bed super late. But Nintendo had their thing yesterday. I never expected an announcement for the Super Nintendo Switch, if that's really what it's going to be called. So I wasn't disappointed in that regard.
I was hoping for that.
I was hoping for a better player for Smash, but it is what it is. So for Smash Brothers, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right because I don't play Tekken, but it's Kazuya? I don't know if I said that right.
Kazuya.
Kazuya. The trailer, though, man, they killed Captain Falcon. Did you see that trailer? So,
He killed a lot of people.
yeah, but I mean, like, man, it was freaking dark. Like,
It's so funny though. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
man.
Well, it's kind of like when they did Sephiroth and like but he didn't really kill Mario. He just picked him up with it. But
Got him by the overall.
yeah. The other thing I wrote down was Super Mario Party Superstars. Those games are fun. Those are like group games. So Metroid Dread.
That looks
kinda
beautiful.
Cool. So I do like Metroid Prime, so I probably will end up getting that. I don't have too many games for the Switch right now. I just have Smash Brothers, Animal Crossing, and then that Scott Pilgrim game that's going to be coming for it that I kind of already beat on Xbox. And then WarioWare Get It Together. It looks kind of weird. WarioWare games look weird to me, but like interesting at the same time. And then for Zelda,
If you have ADD,
yeah, that's what that game looks like. And then those levels on Smash
you have
Brothers
ADD,
are
it's a
annoying
great
as hell,
game.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed it. Mario Golf. I always like the Mario sports games. So Mario Golf looks pretty fun. Super Rush. That comes out pretty soon. Skyward Sword. They're doing a high definition version of it, which is cool. And then Breath of the Wild 2 got announced. I still need to beat Breath of the Wild 1, but I'm waiting for. We have the cartridge that we're kind of passing around to every Switch in the house, so my sister still needs to beat it so that I can play it. And then I know the joke that this was a Super Nintendo Switch, as they're making a Game & Watch of Legend of Zelda. So that was pretty cool. I think that's going to be a novelty like the Nintendo Classic. It'll sell super fast and be on the second-party market for double or triple the price. Yep. That was pretty much it for Nintendo. I don't know if I missed anything else, but that was, like I said, it was kind of underwhelming. It was only 45 minutes. And then they did the what is it called? Treehouse event?
Treehouse.
I did not watch that. I went back to sleep. I went back to sleep and then woke up and went to work after that. So, but yeah, that was E3 in a nutshell. So like in an hour from us. Yeah, E3 2021.
One thing about Nintendo.
Did you like the format?
For what it was, yeah. I mean, hopefully next year it's. The funny thing is, E3 barely had opened up to the public, so it's.
But the thing, okay, we didn't get anything from 2K. We didn't get anything from EA. We didn't get anything from Sony.
Well, I mean,
So
I know a lot was Take-Two because they did the whole conference where it was exclusivity in gaming. I know some people were pissed that they did that. It is what it is. I mean, like if you said that Gamescom thing that's coming up, if that's a thing, I'm pretty sure that's where everyone else will deliver. That's like the next thing. So
hopefully,
I mean, the world's slowly getting back to
yeah,
letting you do
no,
shit.
yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not overly disappointed. I mean,
Yeah,
in
no,
some
no,
stuff
I'm not- like, I'm
underwhelmed, but
yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not saying I'm disappointed. I'm just saying it's not like a complete show. I'm glad we got what we got because of all the turmoil we all had to deal with, especially these companies that were working through this like remotely from their house and able to get something out to show. That's cool. Like we have stuff to look forward to this year. And then moving forward, like there's a lot of stuff coming out. Like I said, and then like what I said earlier, we didn't hear anything from EA, we didn't hear anything from Sony, we didn't hear anything from Take-Two. So maybe we get another Grand Theft Auto game. Maybe we get cross your fingers.
Speaking of that, something
Def
happened
Jam.
with that today. I guess they're closing the online access for 360 and PS3.
I don't care.
Oh no, I just because they was trending. So like I know it's like the clown meme where it's like Grand Theft Auto's trending. They're gonna talk about 6 and there's just a clown meme. It's because they're closing it down. But like shout out to Rockstar for milking a game for the last fucking. When did Grand Theft Auto 5 come out?
Xbox 360.
PS4.
Yeah, no.
Oh, PS3.
Yeah.
PS3.
So I want to say what is it? 10 years? Longer than 10 years, right?
Yeah. That's 3
Yeah.
generations. Yeah,
Yeah.
3 generations.
So props to
Crazy.
them for milking that IP.
But it came out at the end of the 360 and the PS3, and they upgraded it for the Xbox One and PS4, and then they upgraded it again for this generation. So
I just remember my little brother got in trouble for playing that game. It was hilarious. So I'll say his embarrassing story.
And now he's a man.
No, well, I think it was only on the 360 version because I don't know. I think they censored it afterwards, but like he went in a strip club and it wasn't censored. So my mom walks in and she's like, "What are you playing?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a mission I have to do." If I remember correctly, I think the story does make you go to a strip club, though. I think it does.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
So it was just funny, and then he would have to like always tell my mom when he wanted to play. He's like, "I'm gonna play Grand Theft Auto," and she'd only let him play for like an hour. But then that would obviously he's 20 now, so that's not an issue. But back then it was hilarious. It was completely hilarious. What was I gonna say? Shit, I had a freaking brain fart. Yeah, like whenever they do make Grand Theft Auto 6, though, maybe it'll be on the PlayStation 6.
Yeah,
But
probably. That'd probably be the end of this generation, probably.
well, it's still it's I mean
Well,
it's one of those things too. It's like it's making them a crap load of money. So why would they kill the golden goose? So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and anything else for you three guys, or you think? Because
I was disappointed that we didn't get a new upgraded Switch or Switch Pro or
well, I
Super
mean, in
Nintendo
Nintendo's
Switch.
defense, dude, like, is it really a smart time to be talking about new hardware that you wouldn't be able to get anyway? Because scalpers are gonna take it.
No,
I mean,
I guess not, but
I mean, that's the whole thing too. Like, because one of my buddies too, I mean, I was like, I'm waiting for PlayStation to announce the second VR headset, but at the same time, he brought up a good point. He's like, why would they bring that up when you can't even get the 5 right now? Like, you can't. It's like nearly impossible to get next gen consoles, which is why majority of what we were shown was still available on last generation's consoles, because they just want you to play the game because it's still nearly impossible to get a new gen. But hopefully that changes soon. But I do feel that I'll get a PlayStation 5 with the tweaked processor. I don't think I'll get the original version of it. But yeah, Stream Outriders. Still haven't beat the campaign. I know that there's a couple endgame things we've missed. But
Yeah.
we'll get on that soon. So yeah, I'm starting to ramble, and I'm also hungry, and my sandwich is kind of cold now, but it's all good. So we'll see you guys next time, and thanks for listening / watching, depending on what you're doing. So, see ya.